Hey guys, welcome back to more AFK Arena. In today's video, we're going to be going through all the active codes in December. There's no new one today, and unfortunately, they've really pruned the codes. There's only 2 left that are working. Normally, we have like 5 to 10. A lot of them were just very, very small, like 100 diamonds or stuff like that. But unfortunately, there's not a hell of a lot of codes. So because we're in December, we got Christmas, we got New Year's. I'm hoping through the month, we can get some really nice codes coming up to give us some goodies. I mean, normally around Christmas, that's when we get the, like the scrolls, the faction scrolls, the stargazers, all that sort of stuff in codes. So I'm hoping this month will actually be decent. But we're gonna go through these codes, the reroll process, just, the standard monthly video I do, updating new players and people who want to reroll. And also we'll go through the wish list. So let's get into it. Okay, so first off, the codes are the ones in the middle. They'll be in the description as well. You can copy paste them. But to actually go ahead and enter the codes, you go to this website, which will be in the description. You go to your profile page of your game, and you'll see your ID number at the top. Make sure you enter your ID, not mine. We go 136 9466761. That's my ID. Then we're going to have to go over here. We go to verification code and we enter that in 813534, and we log in, and we are logged in successfully, which is what we want to see. And now we're good to go ahead and enter those redemption codes. Now I went through all the redemption codes that I've seen over the last 3 months, and these were the only 2 that still work. Now I've already redeemed them because I just went through and tested, but the first one is this one. That is going to give you 30 scrolls. This serial code has already been used. If it's an invalid code, it'll have a different error message. And then if we go this one, it'll say it has already been used because I did just use that. And if you want to test to see if it's an invalid code, we'll just add some letters on, and it said could not find gift code. So those are the 2 that are active. Unfortunately, luckily one of them is the 30 scrolls, so it still makes rerolling okay, but it's still not optimal. But that's where we're at. So let's jump over here now. Let's jump into the game. That's the basics on how to do that, and we'll take a look at the actual the wish list, because the wish list has changed a lot now with these games. Always just do what you have fun with. That's what I am doing currently. I am still re-rolling on every new server, trying to get a really good start for a fresh account, because that's what I want. Now, just to note, if you are re-rolling and you go through the campaign and there's skip option and it skips you straight into chapter 2, you can do that. Just note, you just have to do 1 single summon, and that first single summon will be a guaranteed one that normally comes from the tutorial. And that first single summon obeys this wish list, even if you change it. So just keep that in mind. But then the rest of the summons past that will obey the wish list and what you choose on the wish list. So for me at the moment, what I'm looking for on this is my wish list. The main one is having Rowan on there. I feel like Rosaline's also really useful in the early game as well. Past that, Morrow is one that I really do favor. And then it just depends how far forward you're looking. You can go for something like Estrilda, some people I see do. Cecilia's good for bosses. I just like Eloard because he's a really good support in early game. I find that sometimes he can be pretty clutch. For Maulers, it's really whatever you want. At the moment, I'm still going for Thescu because I think he's a really solid unit. I think that the main ones you want to look for in here would probably be Chicken, because, everyone ends up using 5-pool and he's going to be part of that in the future. Screeg's a really nice one just to get copies of and then ascend. I do like Titus as well. You can do something like Kren's not too bad. At the moment, I'm going Totem Dude as well. But like I said, for this one, I feel like Chicken's the one main one that you really want because everyone will get some use out of that. Screeg, if you plan to do some invade fun stuff. Screeg's just cool anyway. But the rest is pretty flexible in there. As we move on to the Wilders, my wish list for the Wilders at the moment is Mishka. I still think Mishka is one of the best early game characters, and she's just amazing and keeps developing the way she can be played. She's still new, but a fantastic hero. We got Raku. Raku's just a top tier damage dealer, so you want to put him in there. Pippa's an amazing support in early game right through to end game as well. And then the next slots you can mix up. I think Leica is still important to have a copy of. And then for the early game, depending on what you want to do, you could go for something like Iron still. Saurus, if that's your kind of thing, but I think Saurus is well and truly done in the wish list for me. I normally go Tassie, because if you can pull a copy of Tassie early and a couple other Wilders, then you're pretty well set from there. Moving into Graveborn. Now, there is a lot of different options in Graveborn that people go for. You know, a lot of people say put Thorin on now, put Grazul on now, start getting those copies so they can start building them in the end game. I prefer to get a good start on my early game and then transition. So for me, like, Daemon's still one of the best carries for early game. He's just really solid. Isold's another option. He's not as good, but still decent. So it gives you 2 good carry options to go ahead and pull, along with something like Mishka, who's not too bad power leveled either. Then Odin is a no-brainer for me. I find Odin to be the most overpowered support in early game, like non-healing support. And then Silas is like the best healing support in the early game. So I think those 3 are like staples for most people. Past that, I like, it depends what you want to do. Like I said, you can put Isold in there for an extra shot at that. I like doing something like Pharrell and Nara just to get 1 copy of each, because both of these can be really handy in the early game for countering certain picks. And then you can pivot and put things like, you know, Thorin and Grazul in if you really want to look forward to the complete end game. But this is the sort of wish list I would normally do. At the moment, on the accounts I'm re-rolling for, I'm not going Daemon because I've used him as a carry before and I don't want to do that. I'm going for new hero because new heroes are fun, but Daemon's the one you would normally want to put in there. So now let's go ahead and collect all the rewards, and then we can pop the summons and see what we actually get. But the cool thing about that skip button is, like, it's so free to go ahead and progress up. These are the codes that we got. This just came from Dolly's Corner for clicking the read thing. And as you can see, this one got the 5 scrolls, the 500 diamonds, and then this one we do get the 30 scrolls as well. Make sure you come over here if there's ever an event going on, pick up whatever rewards you got, and then we can go here. This one is always going to have the 1,000 diamonds straight up, which is really nice. Boot camp, unless you do some more stuff, it's not really that vital to jump in because you don't really get anything. Make sure you click the share here. It doesn't matter. You don't have to actually share it. You can go ahead and that will collect you a Wukong. All you have to do is click that button. You don't actually have to do anything and you get a Wukong. If you don't get anything better, Wukong, fantastic carry in the early game. And then we can click another 300 from the boot camp after we do that. The other thing you can do is go into all your heroes and you can do the story. You can open, and that's going to give you 100 diamonds for each hero that you do it for. Keeping in mind the green heroes don't work. You can do it through portraits or however you want to do it. But that is pretty much the gist of what we're going for. You can always go ahead into your bag and pop that extra blue stone, get a new hero, because that's going to give you access to another 100 diamonds, depending on how, you know, how finessed you want to go when you're doing your roll for it. So that is going to be that. We do also go up a rank in the VIP. So we can go over here. We can go over here to perks and collect that. You can do the same thing. Maybe you get a different hero. The other thing we do have on is sometimes there are going to be like merchants here where they have like a free something or other where you can collect. We don't have them at the moment, but you can always check that because they do come pretty frequently. So that is us. Let's check if there's one more quest. That's just some heroes. Okay. So now let's go ahead and summon. Like I said, we do get the 1 guaranteed, but this obeys the old wish list. So this doesn't necessarily give us something that we wanted. Kren was not on my wish list. He's just on that default wish list. So that's why we went ahead and got him. First 10 pull, guaranteed to be a purple. Always want a double in there. We got a single. Okay, we got Tresnor. I really just want a Mishka account, guys. I really want a Mishka account. I've re-rolled on way too many. This is a really old server, so I probably wouldn't take this one anyway. I'll keep re-rolling on new servers, hopefully get something. And this is what you consider to be fairly average rates. We've only had the 1 guaranteed one. Got a double, not too bad. Double Mishkas. Titus, okay. If it was double Thescu, I would have been interested. Morrow, okay. Not too crazy on the roll. Let's go and jump back here. You can always do your singles as well and do all that, but that is the basic gist. That is the wish list. That's the re-rolls. That is the codes. Like I said, hopefully we get some codes coming this month with some nice juicy goodies, and then maybe I can get a good account for a fresh one that I want to start. Anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.